Pierre pulling down cared about giving the speech about as much as I cared to watch it. I don't know if it was the rain or the fact that the Rocky Mountains had cut him off from the source of his unadulterated hatred for Canada that emanates from rural Alberta, which powers him. Fun fact, Pierre is not a real boy. He was formed by a secret cabal of rich assholes. Here, I've got a clip of his birth.
Then let our polluting powers combine! Super radiation!
Deforestation! Smog! Toxins!
Your polluting powers combined, I am Captain Pollution!
He got a haircut afterwards. To summarize what Pierre was talking about, as long as I could listen to it before all the dopamine left my body and flipped me off, illegal guns are bad, obviously. Following that, the sleepy chihuahua then goes on to talk about how drugs are bad. And yeah, highly addictive drugs like fentanyl are bad. Everyone agrees on that. But you know what's also bad? Someone being so fucking desperate to escape the hell that they live in that they would put anything up their nose. Complaining about fucking fentanyl deaths while supporting the policies that Pierre and the Conservatives push is like talking about the need to stop smoke inhalation deaths while setting people's houses on fire because you think the firemen are doing a good job. I was volunteering at a ministry that assisted people who were homeless during the last time that Pierre had any power in Ottawa. Do you know what the government that him and Harper ran did? They ruthlessly slashed funding for groups that helped people with addictions. They treated groups like the one that I worked with horribly. We got warnings saying that we shouldn't be caught saying anything not nice about the government, even not officially, because they might use that to take away our tax exempt status. The fucker and his donors want to rob you blind and then wag their fingers when after your spouse dies because they couldn't get a medically necessary abortion, you end up down the bottle and end up trying anything that anyone tells you will help you not feel this pain. I am so sick of this sociopathic little twerp and his fucking slogans. And I am so glad that his party is getting destroyed right now. You want to know how to stop fentanyl deaths? Yeah, finding it when it crosses the border is important. Finding it when it's being made is important. But you know what is a lot more effective and a lot cheaper? Is getting rid of the market for it. Because if our politicians were actually focused on tackling hopelessness, not just death, then you wouldn't have as many people dying. If, let's say, a group of 20 people are hopeless and one of those is going to turn to drugs, the best way to save that life is to ensure that there are proper supports to tackle the hopelessness of everyone. We need federally mandated paid bereavement leave. We need crisis counselors who aren't all just students in training. We need protections for workers that prevent employers from wearing them down with petty, passive-aggressive nonsense. We need to ensure that rents match what people could possibly make in the area that they're living. If the only time somebody matters to you is when they're about to die, you'll end up with a whole lot more people who are dead. If you take care of people at the point where hopelessness could start to take hold, then they are a whole lot less likely to accidentally or intentionally off themselves. Also, if your only way to find an escape is alcohol or something illegal, sometimes you're gonna want something that isn't alcohol. Legalizing psilocybin would allow for rehab treatment centers to give people something that can help with withdrawal symptoms. And it's fundamentally non-addictive. Mushrooms are fantastic, non-addictive painkillers. And because of how they interact with the brain, they can help heal injuries that drive people towards seeking escape. But ask Pierre if he would ever support decriminalizing one of the best ways that he could support our troops. No, he won't, because there's not enough money in it for the people who own him in big pharma and big oil. This little man gets his power from our suffering, and I am so glad that Canada has come to our senses and we are taking our power back.